to be concentrating on the footy too much, but Eddie Betts not too far away from returning, and of course lack of height in the forward line with Harry Mackay hurting his ankle.
They're just watching the highlights. I don't try and give them their teammates some feedback.
Maybe they were. Plenty of highlights from the first half, even the second quarter. 5-4 to 4-1. 13 goals to 9 overall. The Blues snappy out of the middle. High ball down. Silvani has it fisted away by Caulfield. Hits the floor. Williams going one way. Walsh straight towards goal. And doesn't quite get enough of it for another. Saints again. Direct path to goal. Webster to a one-on-one. Billings.
Stand! Clear out. Play on!
Crouch ran through the mark. Billings had time to play it down the line to Gresham. Once he didn't take it, it was all there for Carlton. Williams at a severe disadvantage in the air there, Fisher.
Stand!
Gaz made the point about Sard at half-time and Doherty. That was great defence there from Sard on that occasion on Gresham. Just right in behind him, got a fist in.
Webster for Hill. Stand start, now he's away. Loney is going to find it tough going there with that sort of size around. Hitting it to Doherty. To Petrevski-Seton. And now Walsh. Murphy. Martin leads up to him, but he doesn't like the look of that yet, although scrambly old kick for Silvani, well handled. Murphy again takes the short option provided by Oscar. And McDonald tried to hit the leading channel through the middle, but Sinclair knew it was coming. Hill for Caulfield. More methodical this time, the Saints.
Free to move, free to
I think the instruction by both coaches at half-time really would have been, would have been to the team, let's not both go at breakneck speed here. Let's work out some tempo football, control the ball a little bit more. You can't continue on at the pace they went in the first half.
Long to McKernan. Here's Williams again. It has been an impressive start for him, for Carlton. Murphy, Saar. Little standoff with Caulfield, who was trapped. Nunes, clever from Walsh. They've got to 50. They've got to Silvani, who was trying to hit up the leading Martin. Just smacked out of there by Howard. What a kick that ended up being. Gets all the way to the wing. Loney, a little bit outsized by Wheaton. And it's over the line and out of bounds.
Yeah, you'd expect in the second half to see both teams practice the different modes of game style. This is really the one opportunity to do that. So what that might be is you practice like you're a goal down late in the game. You practice like you're a goal up and you want to chew some clock.
Down to Walsh. And Williams again with a low ball up to the 50. McDonald coming through. Silvani and out the other side. Off the left and misses away to the right. He'd love to make the most of all his opportunities tonight, John. Make sure he's there for round one, Jack Silvani.
There's a good example of the new rule where all the players have to be outside 15 metres from the goal square there for kick-ins. Just trying to pull the kick-in zones back a little bit closer to the centre of the ground.
Sard into the pocket, didn't quite come together. Nunes up against it, top of the goal square. And Martin just didn't quite get balanced at the right time.
Well, the reason they've done that, Brownie, obviously, is it remains the hardest thing to do in footy, and that's to take the ball from one end of the ground to the other and score. And even tonight, the score sources, it's all stoppages and turnovers. There's no scoring from kick-ins, so...
And I think we just had predictable kick-ins too last year, even with the virtual extended square, so they've doubled down on it, basically.
When you pull the zone back, the majority of the players back to the fattest part of the ground, it obviously opens up more space, hopefully, for the attacking team.
Howard again playing some sort of game back there, takes the mark. Good spoil from Setterfield on Gresham that time.
Mark and Paul.
It'll be interesting the effect if teams are playing a slower mark kick game, what effect the rule has there, whether that actually makes it a bit easier to do that or you ground to a halt.
Should be easier for the balls.
Should be.
We call it ball speed. For the players to make a decision and kick the ball quicker to their teammate. They don't necessarily have to play on, but the ball can keep moving around, and that's frustrating for teams trying to defend against that zone, and it can be quite tiring if you get caught in that defensive mode for a long period of time.
Well, you're really down a player defensively, aren't you, with the new player on the mark, because you can't move into those 45 areas that teams love to hit.
Williams tries again, and mark not completed by Battle. So the Blues do get a look at it. Fisher, very low kick towards goal. It got shepherded, but it was the wrong side of the post. Margin is now 24 points. Sam Walsh, 18 disposals. Doherty and Setterfield, 15. Higgins and Hill with 15 for the Saints. Howard on the way out. High ball back to the wing. Wiedering got to the front, but McKernan judged it best and got the handball through the middle. Long onto the right side. Crouch. Off the ball. It's against Ben Long. It's going to Plowman, who wants with urgency to move, and you can see why. Murphy to the right spot, and then wide goes the kick. Taken by McDonald. Silvani's got loose. He wants to keep going. He had a metre. He turned it into 2, and he turns it into a goal.
Oscar McDonald's shown enough in the forward. We know he hasn't been a forward, but he's working hard for a spot on the list. The Carlton list has a forward ruckman. There's the Silvani family. They're rapt to see Jackers.
Come on, Sauce.
Pseudo-key forward down there at the moment with the injuries to Casbolt and Kerno.
You reckon he could smile, though, wouldn't you, Brown?
Well, but the thing with Sauce is he was fullback of the century, but...
So he hates goals?
No, he went forward and kicked back, so he doesn't even think it's that hard to go to the other end of the ground.
Fair. It's only 2 he's kicked.
Did he kick double figures ever, Sauce?
I
reckon he got 9.
That's a good question. We'll find out soon enough.
It's hard to kick 10
Thanks,
to go.
Paul. Time's going, mate.
Remember that, Hutto?
Here we go.
You just call a game and I'll...
Yeah, you just do your research.
He certainly played on blokes who kicked 10 with Tony Lockett.
It was a tough era for fullbacks.
It certainly was. Sinclair. Good hands. Again, Long finds himself on the right boot.
Play on.
Kicks across half back. Billings gets himself balanced. Embry was leading out. Williamson was able to deny Butler, then he got help. Walsh looks every inch a midfielder. Back to Jones and back into the middle.
Stand!
I think he did get 10. Sauce. 10 goals, 6 against the Roy boys in 93.
Yours?
16 shots.
Might have been a Lynchy. Kick goes on to full forward. Quick kick from King is a goal. Those Saints fans didn't have to wait too long for another. And Max King hits the scoreboard after he did at the start of the game. And he too becomes a multiple goal kicker for the night.
Yeah, we praise the dangerous small St Kilda forwards at ground level in the first half, but Max King can add this to his game. Can be very potent at ground level, the Saints. Great range there. Good athlete, Rui. And obviously, as he gets stronger, his upside is how far? How far can he get? It's only second year, but second full year.
Yeah, it's the size mixed with the speed and the agility, isn't it, that makes him such an exciting prospect. Saw some real development in him last year.
Yeah, talked about his aggression growing too, and he's going to hit packs harder and harder and create more opportunities for the little fellas underneath. Back to 24 points. McKernan did well out of the middle, and there's Battle taking the grab. King held his ground. The kick, though, did not do any favours for him.
All clear.
Through from behind.
Blood rule, St Kilda. Josh Battle. Blood rule, Saints.
Might not have been able to see, Hutto. That was
straight on. Go straight on.
Good excuse.
Go straight on.
Going to be running with it.
And that's where it came from.
good.
That's what Spud used to call an ear massage. Pretty solid ear massage too.
Wiedering's trotting off, kicking Carlton to left half-back this time. A little bit of a shove from Cripps. Play on the call, and he finds himself in the tackle of Billings. He got out the other side, and they're able to maintain possession. Murphy working up from the forward line to funnel the kick through centre-half forward. Williams again. Silvani calls for it. Tries to push off his man. He leads now. Howard had him within his reach, and all of a sudden the Saints are springing off half-back. Wilkie, as we mentioned, was barking orders on the way out, and part of the leadership group now. Steele out wide to Gresham. They've spread right across the ground. There's one more to go to Loney. The lead comes into the pocket and placed nicely for Membra.
It's great at the intercept part of the game, Dougal Howard, but really good closing speed as well. He's a big man. He's got a fist in.
15 gone,
started that whole chain then.
To the Saints, they're looking very well organised, aren't they?
Yeah. They've got similarities to Richmond, the way they move the footy when they're up and about. Going from the defensive 50.
So we walk in with Tim Membry. And that one's left out hanging to the right. And gets through Pitnett. And through from behind.
They look like a really fit team too. This year, whether they've probably got fitter over the pre-season, Rui, but certainly looks like a major strength of their game.
Your game style can make you look fit too, can't it? When you're a high-running, rebounding team, and that's how you want to move the football, well, you're going to look like you got really good running ability.
Hill found a way to get it to Sinclair. He gets it out to Howard again.
Hey. Play on you.
Jones with the fist. And it's back over and out. Oh, we've got Nunes getting some attention down in front of us here.
Max, you in the ruck? Thanks. Thanks, Mark and Max.
Limping off. In a bit of pain too. Shakes the head as he heads down. Back to the live stuff with Walsh. Webster straight to Dow. He wrote it well to Murphy, and now Cripps. Cunningham's on the ground for Carlton. And the ball's over and out. So Nunes
Thanks, Sean.
just got trapped underneath there, didn't he?
Carlton ruck. Patrick Cripps.
McKernan feeding Hill. Terrific handball. Ross can see a way through. Good acceleration out of the pack. It's a lowish ball, and it favours the defenders who are in front ploughing. Marking in front of Crouch. Last minute decision to handball.
I think Marchbank's a really important player for Carlton. We speak a lot about Charlie Curnow at the other end of the ground and how much he means to the Blues, and how much they'd love to have him back. But I think Marchbank has a similar ability in terms of impact on the game. All of a sudden you get him back into that back line with Wiedering, and that's a great
it's a strong
key defensive duo.
Yep.
Liam Jones.
Yep. Oh, that's a dangerous kick for Doherty. And Wiedering went to ground to compound the issue. Higgins off the left. Oh, he's hit the post.
That's 17 disposals, Higgins. His high possession when he can go up through the midfield as well. He's a good pick-up for St Kilda.
Oh, terrific. Yeah, I mean, he averaged 16 possessions in his first season.
Timing can be everything in footy, can't it? He felt like such a big part of those Richmond teams throughout those years, and you're either out of form or injured at the wrong time of the year, and all of a sudden your entire destiny changes. Ends up at another club.
Yeah, I mean, 2018 was his best chance, obviously, and he was a good player in that preliminary final, which they lost. And then
one bad night in 4 years.
Yeah. Yes, been hard for Richmond supporters, hasn't it?
Try being related to them.
14-8-92, as you can see, playing 10-5-65. Halfway point of the third quarter. Ross tries to step through, and he does. He's done it a few times tonight. And it's an open 50, and there's a bit of hanging on. But it's going to the defender rather than the attacker, so it's Jones.
Done quite well with their positioning, I think. The key Carlton defenders, they've been on the receiving end of a few free kicks where they've taken front spot, and the St Kilda forwards have felt like they need to hold on to try and get around.
Walsh, possession 21 coming up. Gave Long a look at it. His desperation there for all to see. Butler just coughed up the handball, but he knew straight away he had to rectify the situation, which he does. Still waiting for it. Sinclair again involved in the chain, and Hill into the 50. Pinpoint. I think it was aimed at King, but remember he snatched it. Pops the handball over the top, and this time Higgins, well, he kicked it to Loney. Not quite sure how much of that was planned, but they get the end result. It's another goal.
And Wiedering in a little bit of trouble here. I think him and Liam Jones collided as Membry and King crossed to mark the footy. Not good signs here. He looks in a bit of pain.
Oh, it's just collapsed.
Hey, boy.
He's going to limp from the field, so that's the one thing, and above everything else, is you don't want injuries to key players. It does look a bit more sturdy as he gets closer to the bench.
He grabbed for his knee, so hopefully it's not too serious. Best and fairest winner was only announced last week, Hutto.
Yes.
Late best and fairest camp from 2020.
Here we go.
Maybe something like that. He's just fallen across him and given the medial just a little stretch.
Well, all of a sudden it's pretty busy in the medical room, isn't it? For Carlton, particularly with Mackay, Nunes, and now Wiedering. Dow. It's been okay, hasn't quite been able to replicate his dynamic form from the practice match. Fisher, quick fire snap is a good one. And the Blues get it back under 5 goals.
That's a really clever reply there. Gee, he was good late in the year, wasn't he, when he came back into the side.
Came back and kicked 4 goals in one game against West Coast, and I think, judging from what he's said in a couple of interviews and also the coach, that he didn't really want to be that small forward, but with the injury he had, he was more likely about to have that impact coming back into the team, and that's where they want him to play for now.
Yeah, and I think he's embraced it now, Hutto. And that's a major stepping stone for a player to accept his role before he goes out and performs and executes. And he's going to be their main small forward down there this year. Mark Murphy will spend a lot of time there. Zach Williams will push there, but mainly in the stoppage situation. Of course, Eddie Betts when he comes back from injury. It's his spot to take.
Oscar McDonald in the ruck. Gresham inserting the Saints forward. Jones pulling on King now as gets the clearing kick for Carlton. Kept it low.
Stand! Play on!
Fogarty pops the kick over the top. Cunningham couldn't quite run onto it. So Cunningham was one of the players who was the 4 extras that has probably come on a little bit earlier than planned. O'Brien and Gibbons, along with Callum Moore, was the others for the Blues. McKenzie, Bytel and Wood we're yet to see for the Saints. Saar. There's no stopping him. He'd love to land one from 50 to give the Blues fans a taste of what he wants to deliver this year.
Absolutely. Listen to those Carlton fans. That's what's getting them excited. Adam Saad up on the back of the stoppage. This is where he's going to be in really dangerous situations, and opposition defenders are going to have to watch it. Look at the amount of space he has there, just playing inside 45 from the stoppage. He's got tremendous speed and great finishing ability. A be salivating at the sight of that, Nick Greenwald.
Absolutely. There are little storylines within these pre-season games, and all the Carlton fans that are watching at home and came along tonight, you'd be holding on to the 2 goals from Williams at forward 50 stoppages, wouldn't you? And seeing Saad rebound like that and then flash across the screen and kick a long bomb, they're the sort of things that get you really excited at this stage of the year.
What about the Essendon supporters watching that? Come on.
Brownie,
Just enjoying their Thursday night, Brownie.
Just celebrate with Carlton fans.
There's still that lingering bad blood.
Oh, there is. Just add to it.
Lingering bad blood. 20 years ago, Brown.
McDonald kicks to full forward, and again, that's where it comes to an end with Wilkie this time. Steele. His 17th disposal coming up. Paddy Cripps probably hasn't had as big an influence as we thought he might tonight.
Yeah, he's been pretty quiet. Yeah, he's had the only 11 disposals.
Just 1 kick, Brownie. 10 handballs.
He's definitely spent more time forward.
Oscar McDonald hasn't done his chances any harm, although that's not a great kick, it has to be said. Back to Steele and then Ben Long.
Stand back. Play on, play on. Yours.
Finds Gresham.
Kilda's skill level especially has been good tonight. Pre-season games can get sloppy as players get fatigued, but I think it's been a pretty high level tonight.
Gresham with the up and under. And Moore just back on the ground, takes the mark. Saad's off again. Going laterally rather than forward on this occasion. Try and find a hole through the St Kilda defence. They grit it out pretty smartly. Fisher doing likewise. Went short. Williams has a double back. Nifty hands. Fogarty more of the same. From Fisher to Murphy. Fisher kept coming. Would have been some goal.
I know Saad he wasn't the one kicking it in on that occasion, but just his movement, you can see it disrupts the defence. So it creates a little bit of chaos, some uncertainty. Do I come at him? Do I hedge? So there's value in not just him kicking the ball, but actually creating a bit of that chaos.
There's the explanation. Blues fans were paying for blood, wanted a free kick. Good run down though from Cunningham. Was this a tackle or a push? It was a push, the umpire said. I think the replay backs him up. From the throw in, Hunter over the top. Some confusion about who to go for the ball. Fogarty in the end got it out. And then O'Brien's on the ground.
Do you think the umpires are happy that the crowds are back? And having every decision and non-decision questioned or booed?
Yeah, that's a good point.
They probably quite enjoyed last year. No noise of affirmation.
Caulfield digs deep to kick it up to the wing. Grazed a fist and goes over the line and out of bounds. Butler very prominent early tonight. There's Paddy Cripps. Gets his second kick for the night. Handball O'Brien to Dow. Cripps has got straight back up and up the ground again, but denied again by Long and Webster. So Kilda free.
Starting to throw his weight around now, Cripper. I say he hasn't had the biggest night. Big ball out there.
Sinclair.
He looks ready for a big year though. He might have a big night tonight, but looks healthy. He's had that shoulder fixed up over the off-season.
Gives it plenty. Jones, full range, comes out with the fist. Maloney can't keep it in, but he does run into the fence. Down to Kath.
No official update about Jack Nunes yet from Carlton, but Weitering's just getting his right hip worked on down on the ground. So Medico's working hard at the Blues.
They are. Thanks, Kath. Keep you updated there. Saad. Another high ball. Silvani tracked it all the way. And at the back, Fisher Waits for them to go past and then goes down the line. Tough one for Fogarty. Keeps it in though, Silvani. Got good protection from Martin. And gets inside long. He's still got it, Silvani. Wants it back from Martin. What's left in the tank? Gets it to Williams. He might kick his third. But then again...
Behind the blue dot.
Good close-up of the action.
Play on.
Margin back to 19.
Sorry, Hutto. Silvani's been quite lively in the forward line, especially in this quarter.
Play on. You.
Clark settles, goes looking for King. Just did enough, Jones, to worry him out of it. Back in the forward pocket direction again. Caulfield earns the free this time.
It's been a good patch, though, this for Carlton. Got out over 30 points.
Play on.
So they've done well to work their way back into striking distance.
Pitnet off the long run, came in, didn't take the mark. Gresham with a lunge to Loney. Nudged it further along the wing. Plowman jammed it on the boot. King just looked a bit proppy a minute ago, but he seems to be okay now. Look at that for determination and skill. Out of the pack comes Sam Walsh. The gift to Fisher. Eyes lighting up. O'Brien had to go back and get it, and he just couldn't get enough on the kick. The action in the goal square now, and there's plenty of it. Cripps, he doesn't go over his head. He finds Fogarty. There was a lot to like about that for the Blues, but he misses off the left.
Pressing hard, Carlton keeping the ball alive with a handball game, and especially in this third quarter, kept flicking the ball. They look to be running a bit stronger than St Kilda.
You can move behind the ball. You can move now, so you can behind that dot. Move out, push out, play on. Yeah, that's right.
Favours Ross. O'Brien did well, just to intervene slightly.
Mark, Paul.
He's a player they'd love to take a big leap this year. Lofty draft position.
With Dow in that top 10.
Yep.
Cripps to Fisher. Silvani again. Collingwood had some interest in O'Brien at the end of last year, but such a big investment at a critical time, wasn't it, for Carlton, that they wouldn't want to have given him up before really knowing for sure whether or not he could cut it at the top level. So he does have a big year coming up. Hunter. Good hands. Pitnet looking for another goal. Not going to get it out of that. Hunter cleared the immediate danger. Oh, and he copped a great desperation shown. And over the boundary it goes.
Ground ball gets always a great work rate indicator. 25-13 in Carlton's favour this quarter. So they're really running along the ground strongly. They're keeping the ball alive with plenty of handballs. It's a good sign for Carlton.
Get back to Kath in a moment with a further update. In fact, let's go to Kath Lachlan now. Kath?
Yeah, like Harry Mackay, Jack Nunes has also rolled his ankle and is done for the night.
Thanks, Kath. Kick quickly up to half forward.
She's played well, Liam Jones.
It's just been a great story. And he does appear to have the balance better now, doesn't he, between that aggressive defence and straight-out defence. Fisher. He's had a big third quarter as well. Bombs it deep to full forward. Putting the Saints defence are overworked right now and feeling it long. And then Clark is crunched.
Yeah, you're spot on with Liam Jones. I mean, a couple of years ago, I mean, he would do things, and the intention was always great, was to get across and assist and help a teammate, but it was just crazy stuff, and you'd end up giving away goals far too easily. So finding that balance of assisting in the air, but locking in and defending, being able to defend your own man at the same time, he's got a much better balance of that. It helps when you've got really competent players around you too, and clearly Jacob Wiedering, you've got confidence in him at the right time to be able to win his own battles.
Play on. Yours?
Billings able to dig it out. And the high ball along the wing from Steele.
Yeah, swap,
so let's Have a look at the Jack Nunes injury. Again, this is how it happened.
Same again. Mark Paul.
Ankle caught underneath.
They can be leg breakers, those ones. If it's just a rolled ankle, it's probably a good result.
Hopefully he can get it up for round one. That was a fair dinkum throw from Pitnet out of there. Not spotted. Umpire didn't have the same vantage point we did. Kick goes inside the 50, as you can see, with Silvani having to duel it out with 3 Saints. The numbers win. So they've defended and defended for quite a period in this quarter here, St Kilda. Carlton edging closer, but
St Kilda.
looks like the Saints are going to have the footy towards the end of the quarter. Plowman now has it.
21-11, the inside 50s, Hutto, in Carlton's way. Carlton's favour this quarter. So you're right, St Kilda's been on the back foot.
Come on.
Plowman limping down in front of us here on the wing. There he is. Trying to get to the bench. Oh, Billings just dropped it. There is signs of fatigue everywhere. Plowman, the ball following him. Wants to stay out there. Which just seems a bit crazy with 20 seconds to go in the quarter.
St Kilda Ruckman. Thank you, Sean.
McKernan comes from a long way to be nominated. 20 seconds left in the third term. High scoring. Terrific start to this AAMI Community Series. St Kilda and Carlton. Oh, still completely unawares. That had to be holding the ball. Or at least I thought it did. Play on the call. Clock under 10 seconds. Long again. They've held up regular attacks in this term. St Kilda, and they get to three-quarter time with their lead cut to 18 points. Still a high-scoring affair. 15-8-98 plays 12-8-80.